Hey guys, it's Sam, and I'm here to announce round 8. Oh my god, I can't believe we've had 8 rounds of Tome Topple Readathon. So Tome Topple, for those of you that don't know, is a readathon that's devoted to big books. So the only rule, because I'm very lax on rules, is to read books over 500 pages. Beyond that, I have some guidelines, but you know what they say about guidelines. So Tome Topple is a 2-week-long readathon. It will be taking place from April 13th to April 26th. So that is midnight on April 13th in your time zone to 11:59 p.m. in your time zone. So you just run by your time zone. We're not all syncing up or anything. And like I said, the only rule is that you have to read books over 500 pages, but you can read them in any format. That includes audiobooks as long as a physical copy of it is over 500 pages. You can read any kind of any format of it. So as long as one copy of this book, one format of this book is over 500 pages, it counts. I've had people message me before like, I'm reading the ebook, which is a little bit under, it's like 489, but the actual physical copy is 503. That's fine. And again, like, no one's gonna find you. So if you really want to read a book that's like 492 pages, like, that's like, it's fine. I just don't want people being like 475, 450, 400, like, you know, it starts to get a little dicey. But honestly, if like the only book you want to read is 497 pages, that's fine. But again, if you can, like, if any edition is over 500 pages somewhere, then it counts. The only thing is no short story collections, and I know some of you give me lip about this, and I don't care. I make the guidelines, I make the rules. So I know some of you are like very bothered by this, but short story collections in general are just easier to get through. So the whole kind of point of Tome Topple is to tackle intimidating books. And so in my opinion, and always from the beginning, short story collections have not counted. And it's fine. You have plenty of books over 500 pages to choose from. So short story collections don't count. If you're reading a bind-up, the individual works in the bind-up of like novels have to be over 500 pages. So there are some bind-ups out there that exist like that. I think maybe the Inherit, I don't even know which ones, but I know that happens. But again, the bind-up itself can't be like 500 pages. It has to be like each book in the bind-up is over 500 pages. The only thing where this gets different is graphic novels. If you have a graphic novel compendium, like the really big, giant graphic novels of like all the Wonder Womans or all the Supermans or whatever, those count because those are monstrous. And there's also like other graphic novels that are over 500 pages, and for a while there we had graphic novel categories and stuff, so that counts. Some of you were like, I don't care if it doesn't make sense. It's my rules. I don't care. And again, if you really want to read a short story collection that's over 500 pages and say that it counts for Tome Topple, and you don't post on the internet about it, no one's gonna know. So you can do that if you really want to. Do you, man? I am not the readathon police. But anyway, this is about fun, and that was just, you know, 8 rounds of snark coming out. But you guys, you understand, right? So for this round, we have a bunch of returning co-hosts, familiar faces, a lot of people that have been with us a very long time. We have Sean of Reader's Rambles, Sarah Jane of the Book Life, Kaz from Little Book Owl, Adriana of Perpetual Pages, and Sam from Will Read for Booze. So all of us will be hosting reading sprints on the Twitter and stuff, so I will leave the link for the Twitter down below, the Goodreads group where you can find suggestions for big books and find people to buddy read with if you want to and stuff like that. So definitely follow us on Twitter for reading sprints. So they happen randomly, but since we're all in different time zones, you will pretty much at some point be able to catch a reading sprint throughout the time. There's also going to be Instagram photo challenges, which I will post on my Instagram probably the week of. In the past, it's been like the day it starts. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. So for this round, I switched up a couple of the challenges. Again, the challenges aren't for anything. They're not for any points. It's just something to help you guide your TBR picks if just having a book over 500 pages is too broad and you want to kind of narrow it down a bit. So I picked some different challenges this time. Still only 5. Some repeat things we've done in the past, but I wanted to switch it up a tidbit. So the first is to read an adult book. So that is a book that's just not in the middle grade or children's or YA category. It's a book for adult readers in the adult section of bookstores, etc., etc. The second challenge is the tome that has been on your TBR the longest. So the book over 500 pages that has been chilling on your TBR for the most time. It's probably one of the most intimidating as well. The third challenge is a tome in a genre that you don't usually read. The fourth challenge is a tome that's part of a series. And the fifth challenge is to read more than one tome during the readathon. So as you can see, I switched some stuff up a bit to kind of target those more intimidating reads. After I did my intimidating reads kind of discussion video list, I kind of saw that there's some recurring themes in a lot of the intimidating books that we don't read. A lot of them are over 500 pages, and then, you know, from genres we don't usually read. They've been on my TBR a really long time, stuff like that. So kind of mixing it up to encourage you to read some of those books that might be a little bit more intimidating. And I do know that Magical Readathon is taking place in April as well for the whole month, so a lot of these things can stack, and you can stack like challenges and stuff. You can definitely pick stuff for Magical Readathon, books that are over 500 pages for those categories. There's a couple things that are similar, so like reading an adult book is similar. A book in a series you could do for the book that's a sequel in that readathon, stuff like that. I just did my own Magical Readathon TBR, so I will link that up above, and I mentioned some of the things that I think would cross over for Tome Topple territory. But I'll let you know some of the books that are going to fit into Tome Topple that I'll be reading during the Tome Topple time. Obsidio by Jay Kristoff and Amy Kaufman. This is a book that's part of a series. It's the last book in the Illuminae files. And Foundry Side by Robert Jackson Bennett. This is also part of a series, and this is an adult book. And if I read both of those during the Tome Topple weeks, then those will count for reading more than one tome. Yay! So I hope you guys are excited for Tome Topple. I love this readathon. I mean, I know it's mine and it's my baby, but I just love reading the big books and everyone reading big books together and the reading sprints and stuff. It's just a lot of fun, and you guys have built this really big community around it, and it grows every year. So I'm hoping that you guys will join us if this is your first Tome Topple, or rejoin us if you've joined us in the past. So comment below, let me know if you'll be joining us for Tome Topple and what you plan on reading during Tome Topple as well. So thank you all for watching, and I'll see all of you guys soon. Bye!